folks, it is 6 o'clock. Sharon, I'll let you chew. And then we will call this meeting to order. It is 6 o'clock.
Okay, Bublitz.
Here.
Cook. Here. LaPlante.
Here.
Rowley.
Present.
Taylor.
Here.
Bordinsky. Here. Dvorsky. Here.
If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. At this point, I will ask for an agenda review, please.
I got on, unless Commissioner Benajac's into zoning board, they got on 9B1.
Thank you for finding that hidden little surprise.
It
Yes.
don't matter to me, but I mean, it's for to be official.
For B1, under committee and commission reports, we will be hearing from Trustee LaPlante.
Unless you want to do it.
No, I thought it was, okay.
Consent agenda item 7I. I would like to pull off of the agenda and pull it off the consent and put it on new business R. There's I. There's been a change in the dollar amount that our building official would like to explain.
Is there any other changes or corrections? Hearing none, I am going to open up public input for agenda items only, please.
I have a question for clarification. Is this even for new business or the consent agenda?
The public input is for agenda items only.
Any
Anything
agenda.
that appears on the agenda. Mr. Murphy, you have already signed in, so the floor is yours, sir.
I'd like to talk about your pay raise, and I support it 100%. I think it is hard to support a family and have a side chick. Side chick is very expensive, and to keep it quiet, you can't take the side chick home. So you have to take her out and spend money, and you can't take her in town, you have to take her out of town. You can't take her to your mother's house, you have to take her somewhere else. And it's not easy having a side chick and having a family. And I think that it costs more money to have it. And I think it's also very important to keep loyalty and to keep your side chicks, your core workers, not to talk about their side chicks. And I think a good way to do that is to give them a raise. So when you give them a raise, you kind of like buy loyalty so that they keep quiet and don't talk about that things. Because if you have a work side chick, your work employees know about it, and you don't want them discussing that in public. So I support the raises, and that working 4 days a week and having a side chick is a lot. I would also like to suggest that you go to 3 days a week, so that you can take care of the women that you truly love. Thank you very much, and have a good day.
Mr. Murphy, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anybody else? Public input going once. Public input going twice. 3 times. We will close public input, and we will move to the agenda approval, please.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor with an aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed with a nay? Hearing none. I will now look for a consent agenda approval, please.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended. Support.
Is there any discussion? No discussion. All in favor with an aye, please. Aye. Opposed with a nay? That is approved. Moving on for our engineering report, the only thing I have is on December the 5th, I had a meeting with Fleece and Vanderbrink with Eagle regarding our drinking water main replacement grant. We were trying to figure out how can we increase our scoring in here, because after 3 years we moved up to about third from the bottom. So we're struggling to get our numbers up there. The good news is the number of overburdened and substantially overburdened financial communities that are in front of us are running out of money and they can't do their projects. So even though we may be towards the bottom of the list, our likelihood of getting funding is still going up. So we still have that main water main replacement project that we're about halfway through. Hopefully we can get some assistance on that one and that can help it out. That's all I have for engineering report. Moving on to pending business, we'll move on to the fire report. Chief Lohner, the floor is yours, sir.
All right. Well, last month, the fire department responded to 209 requests for service, which brought our year-to-date total to 2,321. Thankfully, that was 91 calls below the same reporting period in 2022, so we're noticing a slight downward trend, and we hope it continues. In November, there were 30 overlapping incidents, which accounted for about 15% of our call volume. So 15% of the time we were out on more than one call at the same time. EMS once again came in with the largest percentage of calls in November. We did lots of in-house, outside, and shift training. We were able to purchase the Michigan State Police Post on Euclid Avenue for $1 from the state. That's pending closing right now, and we're working on that. We will be sending 2 cadets to the Fire Academy, which started last week. We started with 3, but one of them enlisted into the military, and we supported them with that, and we told them when you're done with your enlistment, come back and see us. The apparatus committee has decided to pursue purchasing the mini pumper to replace both engine 6.2, which is a reserve engine, and rescue 6. So we're going to replace 2 vehicles with 1. Comes in at about half the cost of a regular size engine, and it will serve the community well for us and get us into the tight spots where we struggle to get to now. Other than that, we, if you look under the public ed events, we were in the schools in October and we finished them up in November, and we also had our open house. So we're gradually opening our doors back up to the public, and we're getting good reception on that, so we're happy about that. Other than that, we just keep plugging along.
Any questions for the chief?
Just a comment that the view will save us on repair costs.
Hope so.
I got a question for him. What are you gonna do with the fire station on the old state police post? What are you gonna do with that?
With the fire station that we have now,
What you gonna do with the state police post?
we're going to tear it down and build a new station.
Where are you getting all the money for that?
Well,
We'll
Raise our
talk-
taxes?
we're seeking grants and funds, and
Raise our taxes.
it's possible. We may have to.
There ain't room, why did you need that? You got within 3 blocks of there, you got a fire station.
Mr. Willett will be more than happy to discuss this either during business hours or after this meeting, but right now that's not an agenda item, nor funding for it at this particular
There's no reason to have a fire station that far away and spend all the money to build another one.
So there,
Consequences for elections.
and there's,
There'll be consequences for elections, this next election.
Yeah.
Voter in.
I know,
so as a point of order, there'll be plenty of discussion on future fire stations in the future. There definitely no decisions are being made this evening, and we don't even own it. We put in an offer for $1. So that is,
did that before too, and it didn't go through.
and that is where we're at right now, is a $1 offer
We just said
that
they
has not
purchased
been
it for
messed.
$1.
So that was the offer. We will, Fire Chief, thank you very much. We'll now move on to our committee and commission reports. The Zoning Board of Appeals Trustee LaPlante.
So on our last board meeting, October 17th, or no, that wasn't the right date. Well, our last meeting, we had one request for variance at 165 River Trail Drive. They could basically say all the setbacks they needed, but what they had is a house that the foundation was bad, it was already encroaching on the setbacks. He needed basically 5 foot all around. So the hardship was that to build a house that meets the square footage, he has to have a relief. So And then the new distance back will actually be further away than it is now, so. And, you know, there's not gonna be any water, that's on the river, so no water line of sight issues, so we approved that. That's all I have.
Is there any questions? Trustee LaPlante, thank you. We'll move on to Planning Commission. Trustee Taylor.
Good evening. There was a meeting November 20th that had 2 items on the agenda. Approval of a special exemption permit specifically for a drive-through restaurant to be approved by the Abbey Group of Property at 1000 Euclid. So there's a motel, hotels, that small one that's been closed for a while. The plan is to demolish and put in a Popeyes. So that's kind of back and forth, whether or not they still need a couple of variances approved, but that is in the works. So look for that if you are a Popeyes fan. There's also, the second item was a request for an extension of approval for site plan by Jason Richard for property at 3699 North Euclid. They postponed that until the December meeting request, as there wasn't someone to represent that. And the extension was approved through that time. And that is all there was.
Very good. Is there any questions? Trustee Taylor, thank you. We will move on to the DPW Committee. Madam Treasurer.
The DPW committee met with the water department to discuss water rate recommendations and sewer rate recommendations, and those fee schedules are later on in the agenda.
Is there any questions? Very good. Thank you. Parks and Recreation Trustee Cook.
There is not a whole lot going on. I have nothing to report.
Very good. And the Fire Department Infrastructure Committee. Back to you, Madam Treasurer.
Okay. We met on November 30th to look at some sample RFPs for engineering. We also toured the Monitor Fire Station just to see what they had, kind of get some ideas if we move forward, talk to them about if they had gotten any grants, what opportunities they had taken. So looking to try and meet again, hopefully in the next week or two to reconvene.
Is there any questions? All right, very good, thank you. Moving forward, we will go on to the board reports, and I will start out with the supervisor's report, and I am going to be as brief as possible, given the length of this agenda. I guess I'll start out and add something new regarding that fire department building, just because it seems to be popular news. Yeah, for the last while, we've been entertaining the purchase of the old state police post. We gave them an offer of $1 to purchase it. That is not finalized yet. They may say, yes, we'll accept your offer, or they may say no. If they accept our offer, there is an awful lot of work that needs to be done. What do we do with the building? What do we do after the building? How long will it take to build a new building? How long do we have to save up to buy a new building, or how do we fund a new building? So there are so many things that have to happen. It isn't come spring you're going to see a building torn down and a new one going up. This is a very lengthy process. So a lot of the questions that people have, and I get it, these things are really, really expensive. We don't have those answers, all right? So we're just going to explore, find out what the best decisions are moving forward, and then we'll make those decisions. So right now, there's no decisions to be made, as we're not there yet. We don't even have an offer that's been approved. You know, then when that is approved, we have a committee that's meeting and starting to gather information. We'll get a bunch of information, and we'll move forward from there. So I get it. These things are expensive. I understand the public's concern about spending your money, because we're really wise about doing that. We don't want to waste it. So there'll be a lot of educated decisions coming up down the road, but don't expect to see a $100 million tax bill coming next month or next year. So there's a lot of work to be done. So rest assured, we're not out buying buildings and raising them right away. So I wanted to just touch on that. I wanted to start out by, secondly, congratulate Trustee Taylor on his certified public manager designation. Having learned the benefits of that course myself, I'm looking forward to seeing you put those nuggets of knowledge to good use. I also want to personally thank him for something he gave to me. He shared another certificate program that I'm going to take care of myself. And with that, I'm very proud to announce that I'm going to be part of the next SVSU Henry Marsh Institute of Public Policy cohort class. And I'm now even more excited because I'm going to have Trustee Taylor in that class with me. So that's exciting. So we'll be busy on Fridays until next November. So fun there. Wanted to bring to your attention the fact that the County Board of Commissioners did not approve the Cucullin River dredging project. So that's done, gone. There may be a 7-month window of where we can do something, but I don't know. So at this point, that is gone. And lastly, I wanted to make you aware that registration for the MTA annual conference, which is held in April, Mrs. Potts going to be reserving spots or RSVPing in the first week of January. So if you are planning on attending that event, please let Mrs. Potts know as soon as possible so we can make sure we have you registered. So there we go. So check out your calendars and let us know your plan going. Other than that, that is all I have for my supervisor's report, unless you have any questions for me. All right. Hearing none, we will move on to the clerk's report. Madam Clerk.
Just been, the last month has been working on budget. Moving forward, we're starting to work on the February election already. AV applications will go out at the end of this month. And everybody wish us luck. It's going to be interesting. Early voting, everything brand new forms. Like I said, for the last 6 months, the only feeling of not being completely stressed out that I have is that all of us are in the same boat. So we'll get through it. But starting up soon, so other than that, I don't have anything.
I guess the real excitement is we've got that camera now in front of where the ballot drop box will be in total compliance. And
yeah, that's right. I forgot that was installed the other day.
Fun stuff. So
Yeah.
very good. Is there any questions? Madam Clerk, thank you. Moving on to the Treasurer's report. Madam Treasurer, your office has been pretty busy.
It's been pretty busy. Taxes started on the 1st, winter taxes did, so we've been hopping. And that was all I was going to report. Taxes started, we've been busy.
Is there any questions? Very good. Thank you. We will move on to the trustees' report, and this evening's order was selected by the deputy treasurer. So we will start out with Trustee LaPlante.
All I got to report is that, we had a pretty constructive budget meeting. Kind of good to be part of something where, we have a little budget workshop, and, everybody seems to be able to have a good opinion and talk, and, the partisanship, there's nothing there. It seems like there's a whole group of people here that are kind of concerned with doing the best thing they can for Bangor. So glad to be part of it, and glad to be here with all you guys on it. That's all I got.
A lot better than the 5 and 6 hour ones that we had many years ago, so thank you for that. Moving on, Trustee Taylor.
I would like to thank you all for supporting me in that CPM class. It was a year long, very enjoyable, lots of knowledge, things I had no idea. As a lifelong learner, anything you can take from those kind of courses, I highly recommend. And I remember talking to you about that, but I did not know that you were part of that cohort for the Institute, Henry Marsh Institute. Look forward to that, and thank you very much.
Very good. Moving on, Trustee Jaworski.
Not having.
Very good. Trustee Cook.
I would just like to remind everyone that Bangor Township is doing the Holiday Light Contest. So make sure you're talking to your people. Go out and post your picture and get your votes in.
The activity on that looks like it's pretty intense.
And the votes are just if you'd like it, correct? Like,
You
that's not how
post
you
your
vote?
picture and then you win based on the number of votes. So we have a cutoff date and then we'll
So
count.
so
But
we
the
want
vote
to
is liking.
is by liking the one we like.
Yes.
Just want to make sure I was doing that correct.
I did too.
And also the beauty of that is we don't decide the winner, we the people decide who wins, and that's really how it should work. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's pretty good. Anything else?
That's all.
Very good. Thank you. All right, we are now moving into new business. Let's start out with, are there any budget adjustments?
No.
All right, then we are, actually, Sharon, are you ready for all this? All right, let's get into it. We are going to be looking for an approval of the resolution adopting the amended water rate fee schedule.
Make a motion to approve resolution 24-17, which adopts the amended water rate fee schedule.
Support.
Is there any discussion? All I will add is this is a meeting that the DPW had with the Department of Water and Sewer, looking at, hey, here's what is in your budget, here are all the things that need to be fixed. Do you have enough money in your account to fix these things should we need to? And that is where that came from. So unless there is any other discussion on this, Ms. Sharon, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Bublitz.
Yes.
Jaworski. Yes. Taylor.
Aye.
LaPlante.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Ordinski.
Yes.
Crowley.
Aye. Very good, that is approved, and now we'll be looking for the approval of a water rate fee schedule.
Make a motion to approve the water rate fee schedule effective the first quarter of 2024.
Support.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Sharon, yet another one, please.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Taylor.
Aye.
LaPlante.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Ordinski.
Yes.
Bublitz.
Yes.
Crowley.
Aye. Very good. All right, next we'll be looking for the approval of a resolution adopting the amended sewer rate fee schedule.
Make a motion to approve resolution 24-18, adopting the sewer fee rate schedule.
Second.
24 dash,
Only the first one was 17. No. Mm-mm. It's 18.
so 24-18 is our resolution. Just in case we're keeping score at home, we have a motion. Do we have support?
Yes.
Is there any discussion? I'll add as it's the same as the first, just sewer, not water. There's no further discussion. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Taylor.
Aye.
LaPlante.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Ordinski.
Yes.
Bublitz.
Yes.
Jaworski. Yes. Crowley.
Aye. All right, that was so much fun. Let's move on to the approval of the sewer rate and fee schedule.
Make a motion to approve the sewer rate and fee schedule. I'm assuming that's effective the first quarter as well? Or should I-
Yes, it is, as it's stated.
Did I miss it?
Nope, effective first quarter 2024.
Okay, thank you.
Second?
Is there any discussion? Ms. Sharon, may we roll call vote, please?
LaPlante.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Ordinski.
Yes.
Bublitz.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Taylor.
Aye.
Crowley.
Aye. All right, let's move into big juicy stuff. We have the approval of the IAFF 2024 through 2027 contract approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the IAFF contract for 2024 through 2027.
Support.
We have motion, we have support. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none. Sharon, may we roll call vote this, please?
Cook.
Yes.
Ordinski.
Yes.
Bublitz.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.